आप आगे आइए ना प्लीज। हमारा ये जो आज का इवेंट है ना, है तो फॉर्मली ये डिजिटल वीक सेलिब्रेशन, ठीक है, बट जिनको मैंने आज यहाँ पे बुलाया है, ठीक है, स्पेशल पर्सन, मकसद मेरा ये नहीं है कि आप यहाँ पे आके बैठ जाएंगे, ठीक है, 1 घंटा सुनेंगे एंड देन यू गो फ्रॉम हियर, राइट। दिस इवेंट इज वेरी स्पेशल टू मी, वेरी क्लोज माय हार्ट, ठीक है। इस इवेंट का, आज के इस लेक्चर का एक इमोशनल डायमेंशन है, ठीक है, एंड दैट्स अ मैसेज दैट आई वांट एक्चुअली टू कन्वे टू यू, ठीक है। वो मैसेज मैं आपको पूछना चाहता था, और मेरे पास द बेस्ट पर्सन ऑन प्रोबेबली ऑन द प्लेनेट टू कन्वे मैसेज टू यू इज विद मी, ठीक है। तो मैं ये चाहूंगा कि आप जस्ट डोंट सिट हियर merely because you are sitting here, right? If you at any point of time आपको लगता है कि getting older, making uncomfortable, I'm not saying any one of you don't take an action from the house. But stay here. 100% attention. Even now, speaker.
Starting with the greatest of Almighty Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful, and the Lord of this universe. Distinguished Chief Guest, Mr. Waseem Bashir. Thank you so much, sir, for coming here, for giving us your valuable time. We are beyond grateful to you, sir. Competent professors, other faculty members, and my dear sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, as we gather to celebrate our Digital Week, I'm thrilled to address you on the topic of paramount importance in our rapidly evolving world, the significance of digital awareness. This week-long celebration not only marks our enthusiasm for the digital realm, but also underscores our commitment to understanding and harnessing its power responsibility. In an era where technology permeates every facet of our lives, being digitally aware is no longer a luxury, but an absolute necessity. Digital platforms have transformed the way we learn, communicate, work, and even relax. However, this transformation comes with its own set of challenges. As students who are shaping their futures, it's crucial to recognize the profound impact of our digital interactions and take proactive steps to navigate the digital landscape safely and thoughtfully. Digital awareness encompasses a range of vital aspects. Firstly, let's talk about online safety. Just as we secure our physical surroundings, we must safeguard our digital spaces, be cautious about sharing personal information, create strong passwords. Awareness of online threats can help us avoid falling victim to cybercrimes. Secondly, critical thinking is key. The digital world is inundated with information, not all of which is accurate or reliable. Developing the ability to discern credible sources from misinformation is an invaluable skill. As college students, you are in a prime position to cultivate the skill and contribute to a more informed society. Thirdly, let's discuss digital etiquette. In the age of social media and instant communication, so practice is essential. Lastly, digital awareness in digital and developing the constant sometimes to feelings of isolation, anxiety. Learning to strike a balance between our digital actions and real world connections is vital for our overall well-being. Today, we are also joined by students on the digital programs. As future members, we have a responsibility to foster a positive and inclusive digital culture that respects diversity and values empathy. In conclusion, as we celebrate Digital Week, let's use this occasion not only to marvel at the wonders of technology, but also reflect on our role in this digital era. Let's commit ourselves to being informed, responsible, and empathetic digital citizens who use technology to drive positive change. By prioritizing digital awareness, we equip ourselves with tools to navigate the digital world safely, ethically, and effectively. Thank you, and let's make this digital week an inspiring step towards a brighter digital future. Now, without further delay, let's begin our journey by inviting the driving force behind this event, the head of the Department of Computer Applications, Professor Waseem, who will introduce us to the theme of today's event and provide insights about our esteemed guest speaker.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Officiating principal of the college, Professor Shafiq Makbul Tandlik sir. Second in command, Professor Shokat Subhan sir. Esteemed faculty members, Professor G.G. Maidin sir, Staff Secretary of this college. Most dignified, most respected colleagues of mine from Government Degree College, Boys, Baramulla, Professor Shakil Ahmad Najjar, Head Department of Computer Applications, Professor Tanveer Ahmed, Professor Muttahar Akib, Professor Nasir Ahmed Lone, all other faculty members, all the dear students of Government Degree College, Boys, Baramulla. From Women's College, Baramulla, Principal of the college, Professor Ishad Ahmed Lone, heading the Department of Computer Applications, all the students of Women's College Baramulla who are joining us in this event, all the dear students, faculty members, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Normally, जब किसी भी इंसान को ये बताया जाता है कि आप उठिए और कुछ तकरीर कर लीजिए, to make a speech, right? The person is told to come up to the stage and speak a few words, right? उस शख्स आमतौर पे उस चीज का पहले ही बताया जाता है, और वो जो शख्स होता है, that person somehow conceives कि मुझे क्या बोलना है, what is that I'm going to say to the audience, isn't it? Isn't it? Trust me, and I repeat, trust me. For this today's event, I was not keeping well since yesterday. I had some problems. I was having some issues, so I was not in a position to come over to this college today. Despite the fact that I have been looking forward to coordinate and to be a part of this today's event, and I have been looking forward for it for a very long time. But मेरी सेहत कल से कुछ ठीक नहीं थी, so I thought I'll take a day off and I'll hand over the proceedings for today's session to my respected colleagues. But ये जान के कि ये हमारा जो आज का इवेंट है ये कितना significant है, इसलिए मैंने मुनासिब समझा कि चलिए मैं I'll see I took a tablet in the morning, so I thought चलो let me go to the college. और उससे भी बढ़कर बात ये है, ये जो आज का इवेंट है, जैसे मैंने बोला, I'm not going to speak my mind. Normally a speaker speaks his mind, right? But for today's event, I'm speaking my heart. मैं दिल से बात कर रहा हूँ. क्यों दिल से बात कर रहा हूँ? Because I'm trying to address the audience, and that audience specifically the student community. एक तो आप students हैं, और फिर उससे बढ़कर भी एक बात कि आप female students हैं, you're girl students, ठीक है? इस चीज का कहीं ना कहीं मेरे एक इमोशनल अटैचमेंट है उसके साथ, और वही चीज मैं आपके सामने थोड़ा सा बयान करना चाहता हूँ. इस चीज का पस मंजर भी ये है, द प्रीटेक्स्ट टू दिस थिंग इज दैट जिस दौर से हम गुजर रहे हैं, इस दौर के जो चैलेंजेस हैं, इस दौर में हम सब लोगों ने अपने आप को कैसे आगे चलाना है, कैसे बढ़ना है। हम जानते हैं कि कंपटीशन का कितना जमाना है, फियर्स कंपटीशन। छोटी चीजों के लिए देयर आर थाउजेंड्स ऑफ एप्लीकेंट्स, थाउजेंड्स ऑफ एस्पायरेंट्स, राइट। हमें लगता है, मुझे लगता है, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर मेनी ऑफ माय कलीग्स विल एंडोर्स माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, कि कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ये दिल में लग रहा है कि जिस तरीके से हमने अपने आप को आगे चलाना चाहिए, जो हमारी प्रायोरिटीज होनी चाहिए जिंदगी में, और मैं जब हम बोल रहा हूं, मैं स्पेसिफिकली आपको बोल रहा हूं, जो मैं इस प्रायोरिटीज मैंने जिंदगी में आसन गसन कि जिस 21st सेंचुरी से हम जा रहे हैं, यदि कैसे रिक्वायर्ड, यदि कैसे व्हाट डिमांड्स, शायद हम वो चीज नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। मैं 2 शेर आपके सामने पेश करूंगा। तकरीर नहीं करना है मुझे, बस एज आई सेड आई एम स्पीकिंग माय हार्ट आउट। अल्लामा इकबाल रहमतुल्लाह अलैह फरमाते हैं एक जगह, शेर 2 बयान करूंगा, उनकी तशरीह करूंगा, उसके बाद से हम स्पीकर को जो है इनवाइट करेंगे, वो आपके साथ बात करेंगे। अल्लामा इकबाल रहमतुल्लाह अलैह एक जगह फरमाते हैं कि तालीम के तेजाब में डाल उसकी खुदी को, इज एड्रेसिंग ए स्टूडेंट। तालीम के तेजाब में डाल उसकी खुदी को, हो जाएगा मुलायम तो जिधर चाहे उधर फेंक। इल्म जो है, इल्म से सुना तेजाब, राइट। तेजाब अगर इस कुछ चीज स्प्राउट, राइट, इफ यू पुट एसिड ऑन एनीथिंग, you can pretty much make it out the fate of that thing. That tezab can mold that thing, isn't it? Right? Tezab बस अल्लाह ताला ने खुसूसियत दी है कि यह कुछ चीजें मोल्ड कर, it can change the shape of things, right? अल्लामा इकबाल फरमाते हैं कि you see students, इतना इल्म के तेजाब, तालीम के तेजाब में डाल उसकी खुदी को, हो जाएगा मुलायम तो जिधर चाहे उधर फेर। ये तेजाब, इल्म तेजाब का एक स्मूथ मोल्ड कि जिंदगी की सिर्फ सफरस मस, अगर ये इल्मस एम्ब्रेस करे, ये इल्म वातना इन टच जाएगा कि यपर ये वो परिंदा बन जाएगा कि जिस टहनी पे भी ये बैठना चाहे उस टहनी पे ये बैठ सकता है। तासीर में अक्सीर से बढ़कर है ये तेजाब। इन तेजाब असर शूता तासीर में अक्सीर से बढ़कर है ये तेजाब कि यह मिट्टी का तालीम के तेजाब में डाल उसकी खुदी को, हो जाएगा मुलायम तो जिधर चाहे उधर फेर। तासीर में अक्सीर से बढ़कर है ये तेजाब, सोने का हिमालय हो तो मिट्टी का एक देर। इल्म से अल्लाह ताला जिस खुसूसियत जिसमें जी है कुछ चीजें मोल्ड करे। एक दूसरा शेर, इसे दुआ करा अल्लामा इकबाल, ये शेर में है, अल्लामा इकबाल दुआ करता है। किसके लिए दुआ करता है? तालिब इल्म के लिए दुआ करता है। तो फरमाते हैं, खुदा तुझे किसी तूफान से आशना कर दे, खुदा तुझे किसी तूफान से आशना कर दे कि तेरे बहर की मौजों में इज़्तिराब नहीं। इकबाल फरमाते हैं इसमें समंदर सुना सा, समंदर इस पहचान क्या है, समंदर इस पहचान क्या, तुम लहरें, वो जो लहरें होती है समंदर की, वो समंदर अगर समंदर ठहरित आसना टेंशन से पहचान, ठीक है, समंदर की चीज खुसूसियत, समंदर की आइडेंटिटी आसा, इनकी तुम लहरें, वो लहरें ही इस समंदर को समंदर बनाती है। तो अल्लामा इकबाल रहमतुल्लाह अलैह फरमाते हैं इस मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड के स्टूडेंट्स, इस वक्त के बच्चे कि खुदा तुझे किसी तूफान से आशना करे, अल्लाह ताला करने से अक तूफान, चल दीने अक तूफान, कुछ तूफान, खुदा तुझे किसी तूफान से आशना कर दे कि तेरे बहर की मौजू में इज़्तिराब नहीं। तमन के इज़्तिराब पैदा कर, सुई इज़्तिराब के समंदर के लहरन में से आसान। तुझे किताब से मुमकिन नहीं फरार, तुझे किताब से मुमकिन नहीं फरार कि तू खुदा तुझे किसी तूफान से आशना कर दे कि तेरे बहर की मौजू में इज़्तिराब नहीं। तुझे किताब से मुमकिन नहीं फरार, तू किताब खां है मगर साहिब किताब नहीं। साहिब किताब मतलब क्या है? जैसे कुरान शरीफ, ठीक है, वो कुरान शरीफ को कहते हैं बिकॉज़ इट्स गिविंग रेफरेंस कुरान कैन एक्चुअली। तुझे किताब से मुमकिन नहीं फरार, अब सेंटेंसेस में कैसे बना दबा से तलाशील फुर्सत की किताब पर, किताब आप सबसे पढ़ा, बुक तो आप पढ़ते हो, इल्म तो आप पढ़ते हो, तुझे किताब से मुमकिन नहीं फरार, तलाशील टाइम मिला आपके पास तो है टाइम, यू आर रीडिंग द बुक, मगर ये किताब अपनी जिंदगी में आप इंप्लीमेंट कर इन किताब पर अपनी जिंदगी में तब्दीली आने सुशुक में करा। ठीक है, तो ये दो शेयर हैं जो मैंने अर्ज करना चाहा। आई होप कि अगर तो गेम हो शेयर पर का कि क्यों का इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ दिस क्राइम होपफुल के अल्लाह ताला सभी जो है हम सब लोगों को इस चीजों से सोच और समझने की तौफीक अता करें। I'll come to the context of today's event. We are starting Digital Week celebrations from today. Digital Week के बारे में जैसे कि एंकर ने आपको बताया सिग्निफिकेंस, ये मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड को तेज पकड़ा, राइट। डिजिटल वीक में हालांकि हम स्पेसिफिकली बात करते हैं कि एस्टिक्वेट पर सिक्योरिटी मेजर्स और एस्टिक्वेट पर डिजिटली अवेयर हो जाए। आप देखें, आप सब स्टूडेंट्स इन द कोर्स ऑफ दिस वीक will be showing some live demonstrations to you or will point out, हम दिखाएंगे आपको कि आपके सिस्टम जो भी आप एप्लीकेशन रन करते हैं, जो भी आप मोबाइल का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, लैपटॉप कंप्यूटर्स का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, कतक पजोते एहतियात कम, कतक पजोते केयरफुल रोज, कतक सिक्योरिटी पार्टनर्स मान डिजिटली असल करे, डिजिटली वेल बीइंग यूज। ठीक है, एक बात। तो इसके हवाले से हमारे कॉलेज में इंशाल्लाह आज से काफी सारे जो है प्रोग्राम्स का इनेकाद हो रहा है। हमारे फैकल्टी सारे बात भी आई एम प्रीटी श्योर आर गोइंग टू गेट बेनिफिटेड फ्रॉम दिस वीक लॉन्ग प्रोग्राम। तो एक चीज मैं खुसूसन यहाँ पे बात करना चाहता हूँ कि जो दौर बढ़ रहा है, वी आर इन 21st सेंचुरी। आप देखें एआई, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का कितना जो है बूम है, आगे कितना। आई एम प्रीटी श्योर कि ईच वन ऑफ अस इन दिस टुडे कॉन्फ्रेंस रूम जो यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, कहीं ना कहीं आपकी जिंदगी में एआई आ चुका है और आपको पता है, नहीं पता है, हम आपको आइडेंटिफाई करके दे देंगे कि एआई कैसे आपकी जिंदगी में तब्दीली ला रहा है। एआई का मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल आपको देता हूँ। कल जो हमारे मुल्क को एक बहुत बड़ा फख्र और बहुत बड़ा एजाज हासिल हुआ। वो एजाज ये था कि हमने मून के साउथ पोल पे लैंड किया एंड वी हैव कॉन्कर्ड मून एंड दिस ये जो कॉन्कर हुआ है किसी दूसरे मुल्क ने अभी तक नहीं किया है। और मैं ये क्यों बता रहा हूँ आपको, व्हाई आई एम ट्राइंग टू फोकस ऑन दिस पॉइंट इज कि अभी तक बहुत ऐसे स्पेस एक्सप्लोरेशन मिशंस किए गए, ठीक है, बट दिस मिशन इज समथिंग दैट वी ऑल कैन टेक प्राइड ऑफ, ठीक है। और इस मिशन के पीछे अगर आप देखें कि आप मिशन पर कितना वो स्ट्रांग बैकिंग अप, स्ट्रांग फोर्स जो कि इससे पहले वाले मिशंस में नहीं था, वो ये था कि हमारे जो इसरो के लोग थे, हमारे इसरो के जो साइंटिस्ट थे, उन्होंने एआई का बहुत जबरदस्त इस्तेमाल किया। Thousands and thousands of AI algorithms were deployed. क्यों deploy किए गए? क्योंकि मिशन से आसान लैंड करना लूनर सरफेस पे, जब ये मिशन डिसेंड कर रहा होता है लूनर सरफेस पे, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम जो फेलियर होता है मिशन का वो डिसेंड पे होता है, लैंडिंग पे होता है, राइट, बिकॉज द रोवर इज नॉट एबल टू लैंड ऑन द सरफेस। तो विक्रम जब डिसेंड कर रहा होता है वहां पे लूनर टोपोग्राफी का बहुत जबरदस्त होता है and it's going at a speed of 10 times more than the aircraft जिस स्पीड पे जा रहा है उससे 10 गुना ज्यादा स्पीड पे ये लैंड कर रहा हो। So it's that millions of second में जो डिसीजन मेकिंग होती है, लूनर टोपोग्राफी को रियल टाइम पे अंडरस्टैंड करना, डिसेंट को कंट्रोल करना है, पोटेंशियल हैजार्ड्स को कंट्रोल करना है, सो दैट हाउ वी कैन नेविगेट द प्रज्ञान और विक्रम को कैसे हम लैंड करेंगे। ये सब तभी मुमकिन हुआ जब ये हमारे साइंटिस्ट जो है इसरो में थे, उन्होंने एआई का इस्तेमाल किया, ठीक है। And shouldn't we take pride of, this is one simple example। आप देखिए मैरी क्यूरी, राइट, मैरी क्यूरी के बारे में आप सब जानते हैं, राइट। तो खासतौर मैंने इसीलिए कहा कि गर्ल्स है, we have to think beyond, actually conventional mode was never there। हमने सोचना है कि किसी को कम भी, हम किसी से कम नहीं है, आप किसी से कम नहीं है। आपको अल्लाह ताला ने वो पूरा हौसला दिया है कि you can become, मैरी क्यूरी was she has won Nobel Prize twice, ठीक है। there is one and Ada Lovelace is वो एक बहुत ही famous programmer है, she's a girl, right। तो this talk as I said, मैं दिमाग से नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, दिल से बोल रहा हूँ। तो सिर्फ इस चीज के लिए I'm trying to emphasize कि we all have to move forward, we all have to look into our priorities। हम सब लोगों को, यहाँ पे आपके असातिज़ा किराम को भी और आप पे भी मैं ये खुसूसन मैं आपको रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि प्लीज सी योर प्रायोरिटीज, हमें क्या करना है, कैसे आगे चलना है, कितनी मेहनत करने की जरूरत। अगर मैं इस मेहनत करोगे, यू रेस्ट बी एश्योर्ड यू विल बी लेफ्ट आउट ऑफ द रेस, राइट। आप जो है रेस से बाहर जाएंगे। तो ज्यादा मैं आपका वक्त नहीं ले लूंगा, एज आई सेड कि मुझे कुछ और मैसेज आपको देनी थी। ए प्रील्यूड टू दिस इवेंट, ये इवेंट जो आज का है, जो हमारे आज के स्पीकर है, इस स्पीकर के बारे में आपको मैं 2 अल्फाज बताऊंगा, उसके बाद हम स्टार्ट करेंगे कि कैसे मैं इन स्पीकर से पूछा। ये जो आपके सामने बैठे हैं वसीम साहब, मैं भी इनको जिंदगी में आज पहली बार, मरीन साहब आज मेरी पहली मुलाकात है इनसे. When he came here, this for the first time I could see him in person. So what happened कि मैं इनसे कैसे मिला? I think Waseem, I guess it was 2 months back, right? 2 months back, so I was preparing something. मैं पढ़ रहा था कुछ, तो YouTube पे मैंने एक वीडियो देखा. I saw a video on a YouTube. जब मैंने वो वीडियो देखा, तो मुझे वो वीडियो बहुत अच्छा लगा. Really, I was so fascinated to see the kind of conversation that was happening on that YouTube video. मैंने पूरा वीडियो देखा. YouTube का वीडियो देखने के बाद से मेरे दिल में आया कि मैं लोग बात में खबर इस शायद क्वेश्चन. इशन YouTube कि but the way he speaks, because he's a UK citizen, he's not an Indian citizen, he's a UK citizen. So I thought कि मगर मैं बात से आन शक्ल तब शायद ये क्वेश्चन. तो then what I did is I did a research. मैंने Google start करके ना इसको सर्च करना स्टार्ट कर दिया कि ये कहाँ पे है. इसका मैंने LinkedIn प्रोफाइल निकाला, इसका मैंने Facebook प्रोफाइल निकाला, इसके सोशल मीडिया हैंडल जहाँ भी मैंने अपने obviously little bit थोड़ा टेक का पता है, so I used all my knowledge to figure it out and track it down who this guy is. ठीक है. Eventually I could manage to track it down. I sent a message to him. मैंने मैसेज भेजा उनको कि I want to speak to you if you are a Kashmiri. He not instantly, I guess a day later, he responded to me. He said, yes, I am a Kashmiri. तो मैंने कहा मैं आपसे बात करना चाहता हूँ. उन्होंने कहा sure, you're so gracious enough. And मैं आपको कहूँगा I was feeling, मैं बहुत बीमार था, रात को भी बहुत बीमार था. But आज मैं इस इवेंट में आने के दो ही रीजन थे. एक तो आप लोग थे स्टूडेंट्स, एक के जो वसीम साहब आपके सामने बैठे हैं, इनकी वजह से मैं आया यहाँ पे. Otherwise I was not keeping well. तो मैंने इनको कहा कि मैंने कहा वसीम साहब मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है आपसे. Is it possible for you to just first I talked to him like who are you, आप क्या करते हैं, कहाँ से हैं. So he told me about himself. तो मैंने उसको बोला कि I have a very humble submission to you. क्या आप एक बारी हमारे कॉलेज आ सकते हैं हमारे बच्चों से मिलने के लिए, just to inspire them and tell them who you are, अपनी story. Maybe my students will also feel inspired. तो यकीन करें आप कि मैं क्या बताऊं, I am short of words कि how much receptive he was. मैंने कहा ठीक है सर मैं जरूर आ जाऊंगा, आप बताइए कब आना है. और फिर उसके बाद सुनिए बात. अब last week we decided to okay let's have this event today. ठीक है. Then yesterday Wednesday के लिए. So we decided, मैंने इनको कहा कि we are going on a Wednesday. ठीक है. So we mutually agreed to this. Tuesday शाम को मुझे डिप्टी कमिश्नर बारामूला के ऑफिस से फोन आता है कि आपको जो है कल एक लेक्चर देना है AI पे. ठीक है. एंड वो जो लेक्चर है डिस्ट्रिक्ट हेडक्वार्टर से लाइव स्ट्रीम हो रहा है. So we want you there. अब मैंने सोचा मुझे तो इवेंट है, लेकिन यहाँ से डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट सतह पे एक इवेंट लॉन्च हो रहा है. तो मैंने फिर से इनको कहा, मैंने कहा सर पूरा लास्ट मिनट एक चेंज हो गया है. अब सुनिए इनका क्या शेड्यूल है. ही इज फ्लाइंग बैक टू लंदन टुमारो. कल मॉर्निंग में इसकी फ्लाइट है लंदन की. ठीक है. तो अब आप समझ सकते हैं कि लास्ट दिन है, अपने घर वालों पे या आसान बेटी की मसरूफ यार. तो मैंने कहा सर आई एम एक्सट्रीमली सॉरी, अगर मैं पॉसिबल गेस यू, अगर आप नहीं आ सकते, बट आई टोटली अंडरस्टैंड कि इट इज माय फॉल्ट, मैं आपको जो है. तो इमेजिन कि उन्होंने कहा सर कोई बात नहीं, आई जो कुछ भी मेरा काम है आई लीव इट असाइड, बट आई कम टू योर कॉलेज एंड आई मीट योर स्टूडेंट्स एंड टॉक टू देम. तो जैसे मैं कह रहा हूं कि आई एम deeply humbled and I'm deeply indebted to you and your friend also that you chose to come over to this college despite being in the periphery. You had to, start your travel 9 in the morning. Even I requested you yesterday to start the travel so that you are here in time. So I deeply appreciate it. I deeply appreciate it not only on my behalf, on behalf of my principal, on behalf of all the students of the college. I truly hope कि आज का ये जो इवेंट है जब आप वसीम सर को सुनेंगे, ठीक है, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर इंशाल्लाह रहमान कहीं ना कुछ आप इस हॉल से जब निकलेंगे बाहर, कहीं ना कहीं आपके जहन में एक पॉजिटिव थॉट, एक पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन, एक पॉजिटिव एनर्जी के साथ आप इस हॉल से बाहर निकलेंगे. आई टुक मोर टाइम, मैंने थोड़ा ज्यादा वक्त ले लिया, उसके लिए मैं आपको माजरत करता हूं. टू बिगिन द प्रोसीडिंग्स आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑन स्टेज प्रोफेसर शफीक साहब, प्रोफेसर शौकत सुभान साहब एंड प्रोफेसर जी मजीद साहब को पहले स्टेज और स्पीकर. Thank you, sir. So let's gear up. दरवाजा बंद करके अब हम अपने स्पीकर को सुनेंगे कि ये अपनी जिंदगी की कहानी हमसे शेयर करेंगे. वसीम साहब प्लीज.
ऑडियो ऑफ कर देता हूँ.
So we are good to go. Ready? एक रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी, फोन आप बंद कर करके सिर्फ आप सुनिए, ठीक है? ध्यान से सुनिए और दिल से सुनिए, ठीक है? दिल से सुनिए, right? So I request Mavish to give a brief introduction about this thing.
झपटना पलटना पलट कर झपटना लहू गरम रखने का है एक बहाना. झपटना पलटना पलट कर झपटना लहू गरम रखने का है एक बहाना. परिंदों की दुनिया का दरवेश हूँ मैं कि शाहीन बनाता नहीं आशियाना. Today we are privileged to have with us a distinguished speaker, Mr. Waseem Bashir, a resident of the UK for the past 16 years. Before going to the UK, he did his schooling from Bernhard School, Srinagar, and then completed his high school education from Biscoy, Srinagar. In 2007, he graduated with a Bachelor in Computer Applications. He has completed MSc in Software Engineering from the University of Manchester and has had a prominent career in London's financial sector with companies such as BNP Paribas and Hitachi. In 2015, he shifted gears to run his own agency based in Kashmir. He currently runs a marketing consultancy called A Picture and a SaaS business called the Lead Gen app, in which he manages around 40 people. So without further delay, let's welcome Mr. Waseem Bashir to share their knowledge and expertise on a topic. Please join us. Please give a round of applause to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Waseem Bashir.
ये आप स्लाइड शो पे क्लिक जी जी ये हो गया आप उसको स्लाइड शो पे आप जब मैं वहाँ पे नेक्स्ट
Please give a big round of applause for our speaker.
First of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. This means a lot to me personally, and also it had it as a calling as well. कि मैं end पे यहाँ आ रहा हूँ आपके पास, but somehow the world has worked in its way कि मैं आपके पास आ जाऊँ, because as Zubair sir said, they saw my YouTube video और मैं वो discuss करूँगा इस event पे आज, like how this all works. But first of all, thank you so much for having me here. So, my name is Waseem Bashir. As we discussed, I completed my BCA from Guest College in 2007. Then I did my MSc in Software Engineering from University of Manchester. And overall, I worked about 7 years in London in different industries, in different verticals, as well as different roles. जो मैं थोड़ा सा discuss करूँगा. And then I've been running an agency called Apex, जो मैंने 2015 में established in Kashmir. And alhamdulillah, over the last years, we've grown. We have around 40 people right now, and we turned over around $1 million in 2022. So I want to give back to the community. This is my YouTube channel here, which I'll share as well. I share my knowledge because that's how I learned my knowledge. Obviously, there was a lot to meet teachers and professors in Mekudia, but also there was a lot of free information which was out there. Just to say, I think I gained a lot of my personal knowledge. And because of that, I feel in debt to the community. And that's why I set up my own YouTube channel, with the intention to share it with the outside world. So in Apex, we work with a lot of international brands. Some of you might recognize some of the names here, but one of the biggest names is, for example, American Express. Walmart client there, and we work with them very closely. And I think that's a very proud thing for me personally कि हम कश्मीर में ऐसा काम कर रहे हैं कि हमारे पास international brands हैं and they work just like any other with any other let's say vendor चाहे वो हैदराबाद में या फिलीपींस में या कश्मीर में or even in Manhattan. So it hardly makes a difference to them as long as the quality is delivered. So before coming here, I realized what are the things we can talk about today. There will be a section where we'll talk about tech stack. ये कुछ technologies हैं जिसमें हम अभी काम करते हैं एक अच्छा. So there are things like WordPress, Unbounce, Oracle, Eloqua, Marketo. Some of the things you might not have heard of क्योंकि मैं खुद भी से कर चुका हूँ. I know कि यहाँ का syllabus और यहाँ की जो system है, unfortunately sometimes feels outdated from the real world. But these are some of the names जो मुझे लगता है कि as a tech person you should today recognize. Okay, at least I've heard this, technology. That is good enough for today. अगर आपने ये आज सुना, that's good enough because one day you might actually research more about these technologies. So before coming here, I realized what are the things I wanted to share with you because मैं आपकी जगह में भी था. I realized कि कोई मेरे पास आएगा और मेरे को सुनाएगा अपनी कंपनी के बारे में whatever. I don't think that's motivating enough because this age, man, unfortunately, the brain works differently. But now I'm under 38. I have a family. I have a kid. I have under 2 kids. I have now settled down in my thinking. But when you're like 16, 17, your mind is like all over the place. And if somebody is giving you advice, you hardly take it because you think you're the smartest person in the room. So what I would suggest today, अपना minds open रखें. But whether I'm right or wrong, you will probably see at the end. But just keep an open mind because I want you to learn something today. And that learning, inshallah, might change your, maybe not life, but at least your attitude. And for me, that's like a sadaqah jariyah for myself. So I'm very selfish. So I want to talk about luck because there's a lot of people in my life, especially friends, cousins, family, they think I'm lucky, like I'm born lucky. उनको लगता है मैंने कुछ ऐसा किया है कि मैं पैदाइश ही ऐसा. But I want to debunk that today because I want to show you this is not something which happened magically. I had to work hard for it and I've taken the right opportunity at the right time. So there are 4 levels of luck. The first one is obviously like winning a lottery, which you can't really control because you win a lottery and that's something which is very odd. And the opposite side is bolt of lightning is there. So that's also like a crazy luck, but it's like a bad one. But that's like a 1 in a million chance. So you can't really control that. The second one is hard work. So obviously, if you do something again and again over a period of time, you get better at that skill. So imagine if you go to the gym, या अगर आप कोई hips कर रहे हो या कोई भी चीज कर रहे हो, ऐसा जिसमें आप repetition use कर रहे हो, then eventually you become better. Okay? And luck works in your favor because जो बंदा मेहनत नहीं कर रहा है और अगर आप मेहनत कर रहे हो, obviously you will become more luckier than the other person. But आगे जाके क्या होगा, you don't know, but at least you are putting your right foot forward. The third one is you discover luck. So for example, जैसे न्यूटन से गिरा, and then he realized there's a thing like gravity. And आज तक ऐसा नहीं हुआ था ना कि किसी की सिर पे कुछ नहीं गिरा था. So he just realized there's a force which is working in this universe of gravity. उसने उसको discover किया. But he made it a point. He actually thought about it. He took the time and effort to investigate more. Or वैसा ही same logic है with businesses or with opportunities. So if you see like there's a gap in the market, yeah, there's a gap in this industry, or आप उसको उसकी महारत हासिल करते हो, you become like very skilled at it. So obviously you become luckier than other people. And the fourth one is, this is where I see myself right now, where I attract luck, which is basically after years of like obviously devotion and dedication to this industry, ऐसा हो जाता है कि फिर जुबैर साहब मेरे पास आते हैं YouTube channel से जो मेरी है और बोलते हैं कि हमें एक lecture करना है. So that's how you create luck, but at a point where you've invested at least 10,000 hours. उसके बगैर वो नहीं हो सकता. So I want to talk about a few stories जिससे शायद आपको एक inspiration मिले. So I want to talk about the UK story. Like how did I end up in the UK? So मैंने यहाँ पे BCA complete किया था in 2007, and unfortunately at that time universities were very stingy at giving marks. They used to give us like 50%, 67%, 65%. I don't know what the situation is right now. Like it was time pay, 67%. I had scored 100 percentile, which meant my position, I was the first position holder in college, but my overall percentage was 67. So I kind of thought, okay, that's not going to stop me. मैंने शुरू किया एक program which was like called GRE. GRE is this like program. If you wanted to go to the US, आप एक GRE का exam देते हो, and then once you clear it, you can apply to different universities. तो उस शौक के लिए मैं Bangalore गया, and then I spoke to this consultancy called Chopra's. I don't know if anyone has heard. Chopra's is a very big name if you want to go outside India. जब उन्होंने मेरी स्टोरी सुनी, मैंने उनको बोला मेरे पास 67% है. They laughed at me. They literally laughed at my face because they said their closing percentage is 85. So I thought कि ये तो मतलब this is the end now. What can I do about this? So thankfully they said, well, there are opportunities in the UK. Why don't you try UK? So I said, okay, let's see what options do I have. And then उन्होंने मुझे कुछ UK की universities की list दी. Unfortunately, वो वैसी universities थी जो reputed नहीं थी, because again the closing percentage in a very reputed college or university is about 80%, even in the UK. So I had to somehow surrender to the fact that I might end up in an okay university, not like the best university, because यहाँ से मैं बहुत energy से कश्मीर से बाहर निकला था. I wanted to go to the best university, but then with the closing percentage is 80%, I had no chance. So what happened was, they said to me, okay, there's like, funnily, there was an event, and they said, Waseem, you know, there's a delegation of University of Manchester in Surya Hotel, now the Bangalore Hotel, Surya Hotel. Why don't you go there? And then, luckily, or not luckily, again, preparation, I took my USB stick. Us time my pass USB stick 64 MB. Nowadays we have like 2 gigabytes. 64 MB और मेरा BCA का project था database management. So I actually created my own database management. And I took this project with me and my laptop. And then जब मैं वहाँ पहुँचा उस hotel में, the guy who I met was the head of computer science of University of Manchester. And then I spoke to him. I said, I have done this project. I have 67%, but I've actually scored 100 percentile in my college. He said, good, let's see your project. और मैंने उसको बिल्कुल ऐसे ही presentation दी, और he was really impressed. But at the same time, he said, I have this university colleague with me, वो security की expert है. Let's see what she thinks of the project. 2006 में जब ये project बना रहा था, I had nobody talk to me on my syllabus, which is security के बारे में सोचना. So I had this again preparation, but like also this desire to have the best project. मैंने उस पे security का भी एक element डाला था, जिसमें मैंने जो files थी वो encrypt की थी, ताकि अगर मेरी app पे वो file खोले, वो encrypted थी तो वो नजर नहीं आती. The fact that I showed her that, she was very impressed, and she gave me like an unconditional offer to study at University of Manchester. So, if you break it down, अगर कोई मुझे बोलेगा नहीं मैं lucky था, ठीक है? How did that happen? I had to first move out of Kashmir. I was studying for GRE. There was an opportunity which came that this person said go to this hotel, and then I had this mindset that I had to go out of Kashmir because in 2007 there were not many opportunities. Even BCA सिर्फ कुछ ही colleges में होता था. University of Kashmir में there was no direct let's say collaboration. So I had to obviously take that with me, but also as a precursor, I have to tell you, I come from a business family, and my dad always wanted me to, take his business.
To study outside, and you might have similar challenges because obviously, as a girl, as a woman in the society, you might hear challenges from different people. But the reality is, it wasn't easy. So I had to take that decision, and then having that mindset of like taking this opportunity, putting my USB stick with me, putting my laptop with me, I took that and did obviously took that action, and then still my persistence was still there because मैंने छोड़ा नहीं वो dream कि मेरे को बाहर जाना है, at least for studies. And eventually, the environment matters as well. जैसे आपका यहाँ पे environment है, thankfully you're in such a better position than I was. उस time पे हम ऐसे events नहीं कर रहे थे, उस time इतना चीजें publicly open नहीं थी. I had to order a book I remember from Lalcho, and it will come in like 30 days about C++ or database management system, whatever. These days, you can Google anything and you can get like 10 books. And the reality is there's so much knowledge, but there's less focus. So think about that as an environment. And this person, David Reinhardt, he became my close contact. So I will join all this up, but think about these names. So this guy becomes my close person who I can then reach out to when I'm in University of Manchester. So there's another story. There's 3 stories in total which I want to tell you. The first one was about when I went out. The second one, this is my daughter, by the way. So her name is Hannah. Or yeah, this story is very important because I was working in London for about 5 years or 6 years. And I didn't really enjoy my job. Although it was like good, it was paying me well, I realized there's something else I need to do. Because मैं database mainframes पे काम कर रहा था, financial systems पे काम कर रहा था, but I wanted to work in web. So there was this event called यहाँ पे लिखा है Silicon Milk Roundabout. So UK में ऐसा system है, if you go in the UK, you're tied to a company, और उस company के साथ ही आप 5 साल job करोगे, then only you can apply for a residentship. So technically, मैं उस company को छोड़ नहीं सकता था, और मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता था. I just went to the job fair just for the sake of understanding the industry में क्या हो रहा है. And when I went there, वहाँ पे मुझे एक बंदा मिला. He was like running this like a stall. वहाँ पे एक stall लगा हुआ था. His name was like Ryan Jawad. And this guy was exactly doing what I wanted to do. और मैंने जब इसको देखा, I was like so amazed. I was like, this guy is living my dream because he's working in growth hacking. Growth hacking is a concept of marketing where you look at growth of a company. And I wanted to be him. So what did I do? So I sent him an email. I said, sorry, not email. I met him in person. I said, Ryan, I want to be you. And how can I become you? And then he said, why don't you send me an email and give me all your details? So मैंने उसको वो email लिखा, and then he ignored me. So, which I don't know why. Maybe he was busy. I would leave it to him. But I still kept him in my mind. And one thing which I have learned in my life is to follow up. And Zubair Sahab, you know how I follow up. So I love to have that relationship open, or at least keep it in the mind with the intention, inshallah, maybe one day something will happen. So the year was 2015. Now in 2016, मेरी एक client बनी जिसका नाम था Siddiqa Jafar, and she wanted to set up like a website for halal restaurants in London. And she contacts me saying कि उसको एक website बनानी है because now I've set up my own company. And then she says, by the way, I want to introduce you to my team. There's this guy called Ryan Jawad. So they are helping her out with growth hacking. Would you like to see what's going on? And now Ryan, he has to obviously speak with me again. I give him this correspondence that I've met you in 2014, and he straight away clicked with me. He realized he didn't reply to me at that time, but now things flew. Since this is 2023, we have worked with Ryan for more than £50,000. So उसके साथ मेरी relationship ऐसी बनी कि alhamdulillah now he is a customer, but also he invites me to his events. So वो London में events करते हैं. If you check my website, I actually become I am a part of his events as well, and he is a customer. So this is how the universe works.
और तो नहीं होगी.
So third story, and then I will join everything up. I have a client. He messaged me in 2021. So this is like a Calendly event जहाँ पे मेरी उसके साथ call होने वाली है. His name is Jeremiah O'Brien, and उसके एक project manager Vishwa. She's in Gujarat, and Jeremiah is based in LA. So this guy set up a meeting with me. Or this is him. He's like a TED Talk speaker, and he's a coach. He's also a USC professor based in the US. So when he spoke to me, he told me कि इसकी एक website है which has like lots of issues. There's so many things broken. He needs my help. And then he was working with an Indian freelancer in Punjab. And I realized this guy was actually ripping him off. वो उसके साथ kind of गलत कर रहा था because he created like a website which was so hard to change, or he was making money out of Jeremiah. So I did like some work for him, but then I told Jeremiah, by the way, this guy, he's not reliable. You can't trust him. So I think you should fire him. And he said, okay, but what can I do now? So I told him, I will do you a website for free because I want to rebuild that trust, because now he's working with India and he has this negative connotation that Indians cheat karte hain. But I wanted to take that negative energy away and bring like some positivity. मेरे पास उस time कुछ freelance ये थे developers. They were sitting on the bench. I said, why don't we actually work on a project, give them a project, and they will deliver something which will be valuable. And we did that. We did a website for free for Jeremiah. And then, alhamdulillah, over the last 2-3 years, he's working with me very closely. But last week, he messaged me. He said, where are you right now? I said, I'm in Kashmir, I'm visiting family. He said, I want to come and meet you. So he came all the way from LA to meet me for 2 days. So he traveled 36 hours and he came and visited with Vishwa. This is like a place in Tangnagar where we are, and we took this picture. So when I remember back in the day when we were doing this website for free, मेरे project manager ने मुझे बोला कि why are we doing this for free? This is crazy. I'm like, yes, but I know this guy is amazing and we will work with him in the future. So sometimes you have to take that leap of faith, but sometimes you also have to trust people. And sometimes you have to keep your maybe like your selfish gains out of the picture and rely on something else, like a superpower which will help you in the longer run. So if we now break it down, what does luck mean? There's like 4 things which I've learned and which I want to share today. One is learning. Obviously, you have to put in the hard work of understanding of anything, whether it's like computer science, whether it's Islamic studies, or whatever skill you want to achieve. And then you have to understand opportunities, because there could be like an opportunity next door, but you don't even see it, you don't even realize it, you don't even take action. Third one is building connections and having that community, whether you have friends or whether you are, let's say, have a mentor in your life, like Zubair Saab or somebody else, like faculty member, you kind of build that connection with them where they can guide you, because it is really important to have somebody in your life. And then overall, you need that persistence, that positivity in your life. But I want to break it down even further, because I don't want to give you something which you can't really break in some terms of like taking some actions. So, आप क्या कर सकते हो अभी आपकी life में? So if I was like in your position, these are the things which I would do. So for example, if you have a project right now, if you're working on a simple project, if you're working on a university project, you take that and you tell other people about it. Whether it's your friends, you post it on social media, whether you want to make some noise about it, you do this work and you tell others. And it's kind of like explaining your journey. For example, just say, मैं YouTube बनाता हूँ. I'm actually learning, but also I'm sharing knowledge at the same time, which is helping me grow. But at your position, I would say whatever you're doing right now, share with your in your network. And if you have, maybe at some point you would have like a portfolio. Let's say you want to build up your LinkedIn profile, and you would share that link on your LinkedIn profile so that other people know that you are good at this one thing. And this is something which is very close to my heart, and I can realize that is true with Zubair Saab as well, that we're very curious. We're curious about like what's happening. Just when bola AI ke bare mein. I'm so curious about AI that half of my life actually works on AI these days. So there's so much stuff which I've learned in AI, and it's not rocket science, really. It's not even ISR or other brands out there. You can go out on ChatGPT, or you can go to Midjourney, or ऐसी चीजें उसमें बना सकते हो which will actually blow your mind. Unfortunately, it's a topic which we can talk maybe in the future. But if you have a curiosity, whether it's not even tech, I would say even if it's not tech, you should still pursue it. Whether it's like, I don't know, cooking or religious studies or any kind of hobby, because it's important that you realize जो आपको अच्छा लगता है आप वो हर दिन करो, because then it doesn't feel like work. क्योंकि मैं जब सुबह उठता हूँ, I work on something which I love, and I don't feel like I'm working. Whereas some people say, oh shoot, अभी को आज सुबह ऑफिस जाना है, मेरे को weekend कब आएगा? I hear that so much that actually annoys me. I'm like, why are you then wasting 8 hours of your life every single day doing something which you hate? So right now, in your position or in your age, if you are hating what you're doing, that should be a wake-up call for you to think, okay, maybe I should actually do something different. But if you are curious about what you're doing, and if this technology makes you curious, then there's a sea of knowledge, and there's a sea of tools, and there's a sea of opportunity right now, which we will discuss in detail. And then talk to new people, because unfortunately in Kashmir we don't have this culture where we do like events across companies, across brands, across colleges. But thanks to this, alhamdulillah, I see that there is an opportunity here. Take this opportunity. I will ask you a few questions in a minute, and then let's see who amongst you is like doing something different, and it will be people within your group. And as I mentioned, engage with your mentors and engage with other professionals in your industry so that they can guide you. They can give you something which you don't know. Because right now, believe me, you don't know what you don't know. आपको पता भी नहीं है कि आपको क्या नहीं पता है. So that is an important learning. And I think Zubair Sahib is connected with me because he knows how we are as a humans and how we evolve, but also how, like, in your position, how you feel right now. Because unfortunately, sometimes your mind, your heart is in a different place because of family, because of relationships, because of other things. But you have to focus on something. That is the key goal here. Right now, there's so much distractions. There's so much noise of iPhone, Android phone, whatever, and you get like hundreds of notifications. You get hundreds of messages. How do you stop and think, okay, is this actually helping me? You do YouTube, Instagram, you look at other people, you look at, let's say, news. All that is pointless actually. मेरे पास कोई news app नहीं है. मैं social media पे हूँ, लेकिन मैं नहीं हूँ. I don't have any phone apps on my phone for social media. So although I'm everywhere, that doesn't mean that I have to be physically there. And maybe Zubair Sahib, you realize I don't even have my WhatsApp notifications on. So think about that. मैं 3 businesses run कर रहा हूँ. I have a team of 45 people. I'm not active on any social media channel personally, and I don't even have notifications on my WhatsApp. But my life still works. How is that possible? Because shit case scenario, sorry, excuse my language, but shit case scenario, if somebody needs me, they will call me. You know, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा life में जहाँ पे वो मुझे WhatsApp message में लिखेंगे कि भाई ये हो गया. They will call me. So if there is a situation in your life, especially your life, you're single right now, you don't have responsibilities, you don't have all these things going on in your life where people will be messaging you, आपको बच्चे का ख्याल रखना, या ये हो गया, या वो हो गया. No, you don't have those distractions. But you are creating your own distractions by leaving hundreds of messages on. I have a course on how to be more productive. Inshallah, we will give you a link where you can sign up, and then we will give it away for free. That will definitely help you. So this final point, or there's another point, which is building your own personal brand. Because nowadays, there's so much competition, as Zubair said, you have to stand out. And how do you stand out? By creating your own personal brand. And the reality is, abhi ki life mein, if you don't have a personal brand, if you don't present yourself on different mediums, then companies won't hire you, or companies won't take you seriously. So if possible, build up your personal brand. I'm not saying do it, but I'm saying if possible. And then also treat luck as a skill. So don't think luck means only winning a lottery, you know. Create all those environments, create that opportunity, first of all, within you, where you attract luck. And then I want to give you some more practical guidance. How many here know about GitHub?
Okay, raise of hands. The question is asked. Please raise of hands. ठीक है, जिसको पता है वो नहीं पता है.
Okay, faculty members, any students? One. Okay, great. What's your name? Sorry, what's your name? Sira. Thank you. Is there anybody else in this group who knows about GitHub? Okay, how does Sira know about GitHub? How do you know about GitHub, Sira?
Sira, come on, speak up.
I would love to hear this because this is a good kind of learning.
I think there's one more also.
Assalamu alaikum everyone.
एक्चुअली मुझे भी नहीं पता था ये गिटहब क्या है, मतलब इसमें क्या होता है। इवन अभी भी नहीं मुझे अच्छे से पता है, बट मेरा एक मेंटोर है तो उनकी वजह से मुझे पता चला कि कुछ गिटहब भी होता है।
Thank you so much, Sira. So, two things there. She said a mentor, and then she said she knows something. That is good enough. That is really good enough. But now I'm going to ask you, like people in the room, why don't you know about GitHub? अगर आप टेक्नोलॉजी में हो, and if we as a company, हम Apex में जब hire करते हैं, we look at your GitHub profile. हम देखते हैं कि आपने कितने projects में contribute किया है, आपने कितने open source चीजों में कुछ किया है, contribute not, but how many projects do you have on GitHub? उससे हमें पता चलता है कि are you really passionate about what you're doing, or are you taking this as a part-time career? So Seerat here has created luck for herself, inshallah. But reality is, if she puts this GitHub link on her CV, we will have, we will focus on her profile. We will check her GitHub profile.
There's one more student. She also has a GitHub profile. She's doing some stuff on GitHub.
Amazing.
But she's doing some stuff on GitHub.
Okay, that's great. That's very good. Stack Overflow. Any students?
Haya, पता है ना आपको? Haya.
Haya? And Seerat, you know what Stack Overflow? Okay, great. So Seerat again knows about Stack Overflow. Haya knows about Stack Overflow. The question is, why don't you guys know about Stack Overflow? Because that's the second link we will be looking at as a company. If you are a tech person, because Stack Overflow is a place where you ask questions, but you also answer questions. So imagine if you're like in your position, stuck in a project, or if you're stuck in something, there is a community out there called Stack Overflow where you build a profile. और वहाँ पे आप अपने questions पूछते हो. Think about it as like Facebook for programmers. And then, Sirat, how did you use, or why did you use Stack Overflow?
Last semester में we were doing some the website development हमारा course था, तो मेरा कुछ issue आ रहा था, तो मेरे जो professor है उन्होंने बताया था कि ये Stack Overflow के बारे में, तो हमने उस पे query डाली थी, तो वहाँ से solutions आए थे.
Thank you so much, Hai. So you see, now I feel she has created that luck. जहाँ पे she knows now, in the future, if I'm stuck at a problem, then I can go outside my comfort zone. Maybe I'm like, let's say, shy. I don't want to ask my teacher or my whosoever. And then you can put it online and ask this question. And trust me, there's hundreds and millions of people out there who will help you. That's like this community. That's how it works. You give and take, but you also give at some point. You don't just ask questions. But thanks so much, Ed. So. Next question, has anybody contributed to any open source projects? Any student? Any student? So I think there is an opportunity here. Right now, you're probably like 15, 16, 17. If you want to stand out from the competition, you would contribute to an open source project. Anything, even if it's like you change the color of a button or you change the color of the text, because then you know कि एक contribution कैसे करनी है इस project में. And if you have like something on your CV, that will stand you out. किसी student को Upwork के बारे में पता है? Okay. I will talk about Upwork in a short while. So, यहाँ पे hackathon होते हैं?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay.
But, so here's a small thing that I want to share. The audience that we have here is a diverse audience, right? They're not all of them from a specific tech background. Some of them are here. Although I had requested very specifically to all of them to remain present here, but I still see an overwhelming majority of them have not come here. Despite the fact I put a voice note to showcase the significance of today's event, but some of them have not turned up. But majority of the students that you come see here are from arts and humanities. Although we do have some students, I can see them, like 20 odd students, maybe from computer sciences. Yeah. But we still have an overwhelming majority who are from arts and humanities.
Thank you so much. So I think even if you are from any background, this will apply. So hackathons, yeah, again, Upwork ki baat kare, these are those platforms where you can showcase work, but also you get paid for your work. And I will show you how that looks like. How many of you have a LinkedIn profile?
Yes.
Great. So there's a lot of hands over there. There's obviously hands over there. Please, after this event, go to a computer, open up a LinkedIn profile, and then also see what other people have on their LinkedIn profile. It's applicable to everyone. So even if you are like in arts or economics or wherever, if you have a LinkedIn profile, trust me, you will have a head start in your career. Or how do you build like reputation in your industry? For example, if you have a project or Sirat, if you have a project, how do you get known in the industry? This is Kashmir mein. Kashmir is not like such a huge country, sorry, not a huge state like Delhi where there's millions of people. So Kashmir is a very small knitted place. Okay? Or usme, how do you get known? How do other people know you? Okay, there's a person called Sirat from Sopore College, and she has done this remarkable thing. How do you think that can happen? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot, but you're the clever one here.
Yes, speak loud और सीरत आप थोड़ा ऊंचा बोलिए, ठीक है?
कोई आइडिया था आपके पास कि आपकी रेपुटेशन इस इंडस्ट्री में कैसे बनेगी? सब लोग आपको जाने।
सर अभी के लिए मुझे बस लगता है जैसे जो भी सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म है तो उन पे हम मतलब अपना प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में बोल सकते हैं या लिख सकते हैं तो वैसे सबको पता चल सकता है कि आई एम डूइंग समथिंग.
Okay, let's take this scenario. जैसे आपके पास कोई प्रोजेक्ट है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का और आप कश्मीर में ही कोई ऐसे पर्सन को ढूंढोगे जो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का एक्सपर्ट है and then you send them like a LinkedIn message. Say, hi sir, I have created this project in my college. Could you mind please reviewing it? Believe it or not, अगर आप ये 10 लोगों को भेजोगे, at least 2 or 3 people will reply and they will give you feedback. And guess what happens? Guess what happens? In case in the future they need an AI programmer, guess who will come in their mind? Sirat. So you created your own luck. But how? You actually message you don't know, and then you ask them for guidance, free guidance, which they're willing to do. There's a thing called Maslow's hierarchy. Again, I've got some economics students here. There's a thing called Maslow's hierarchy, where there's basic things when they are met. People go to the top of the pyramid, which is then their overall self-actualization, which means कि वो अपना fulfill करते हैं जिंदगी का मकसद. मैं यहाँ पे I don't get paid for this event, but I'm loving this fact कि I'm sharing this knowledge because this is my ultimate feeling. ये मैं खरीद नहीं सकता हूँ. Even if I pay you guys to see me, I don't think I will feel this way. So people who are at that stage where they want to share knowledge, they will freely share knowledge. Trust me. So try things. So there's one thing I really learned, which is how to say no as well. What it means, there's so many distractions. My uncle, my mercy, they have some of them have like somehow they have reached where they can dedicate or do something in your life. They say something, oh, Sira, don't do this. This is pointless. Do PhD in whatever. You have to say, you have to learn how to say no or negotiate that. Not no, but at least negotiate that. Because if your heart and if your mind tells you something that you're in this path where this is what I want, then other people, there will be people who will oppose that. Trust me. Even with an idea, in a project, in business, or in personal life. Especially in Kashmir where there's so much noise about relationships. Because kisi ne kuch kiya hota hai, then unfortunately you then get compared as a kid. And then finally, I want to say this applies to everyone, whether it's like tech or non-tech. Understand what is happening in your industry, because the time of effort you put on like Instagram, Facebook, and all that, please do a simple Google search and then go to news and then see what happens in your industry. Because just the knowledge of understanding what's happening in your industry will put you, in a different zone from the rest of the people. क्योंकि बाकी लोग वो नहीं कर रहे हैं, या अब आप अभी नहीं कर रहे हो. The moment you can do it, you will put yourself in a different group. So I want to talk about Upwork and my journey to $400,000. और ये वो journey है जो आप अभी कर सकते हो. Believe me, क्योंकि मैंने ये exactly उस stage of life में की थी when I was nobody cared about me, and really, like, I was nobody. So I signed up to this platform called Odesk in 2001. So Odesk became Upwork. It's basically a freelancing platform where you can sign up as a freelancer and you can do something on it. For example, sell your skill. And the first job I did was in 2013. And I asked this guy, if I do this work for you, एक छोटा सा web page बनाना था, can you give me 5-star reviews? मैं आपसे $50 ही लूँगा. Actually, it was like very cheaply done in terms of money. But I said, can you give me like a 5-star review? ठीक है? और उनने मेरे साथ वो deal की where they gave me this 5-star review after I completed my task. Now, 2023, I have earned around $400,000. I have 272 jobs, 3,205 hours. But the important thing is, ye badge, expert vetted. I'm in top 1% in the world. And that didn't happen in a day. It took around 8 years or 10 years. Lekin it started with one thing. It was a pebble hilla, which was like that $50 job. Or wahan se, alhamdulillah, I was able to get up to $400,000, and we get work every single day because of that. मेरे नाम से सिर्फ मुझे काम मिलता है. और मेरे पास यहाँ पे at least 300-400 reviews है of like happy customers. And if you see here, there's like a 99% job success. So when somebody looks at my profile, they can understand I can do a job for them, or like my team can do a job for them, and it will be delivered. So the moral of the story is, this is the tip of the iceberg. So don't think log ye dikhte na and they see I'm lucky. Because one of my cousins told me, he said like, "Dekho karna hi kya ho raha hai, meetings karni hoti hai." But this is the reality. So after 10 years, I was able to get here. You can get here after 10 years. You will be here speaking to an audience and telling them, this is what I did 10 years ago. But the question is, do you have that grit? Do you have that push, that momentum, that perseverance, that push in your own self first? Chodo baki environment kaisa hai? I want to give you some more actionable feedback. Ye ek banda hai, iska naam Amir hai. He sent us a resume, his CV. He said, forward resume, and then he CC'd this resume to BQE. BQE is another tech company in Kashmir. So what he did was he sent a CV to BQE, and then he forwarded that email to us, thinking ki hum isko serious lenge. But it's a good thing. It became a serious example for me because I'm able to share this today.
So, वो तो नहीं होगे? Maybe 5-10 minutes it will be done. ठीक है? उसके बाद एक छोटा सा competition हम कर रहे हैं, वो competition आपको दिखाएंगे and it will be done.
So I was just saying about the CV and the way this guy sent us an email. इसने forward किया एक email जो इसने BQE को send किया था for a job application in our company. And I want to show you a better example. So this guy, he researched our company. He looked at our competition. He wrote like a really nice cover letter, and then he told us about his portfolio and his CV. Now, कौन इन दोनों में से lucky है? This guy or this guy? Obviously this guy. So what is the difference here? The difference is this guy took the pain of spending some focused time and attention कि अगर वो किसी company में apply कर रहा है, and this applies to everyone here. जो भी आप life में कर रहे हो, whether you're applying to a course, whether you're doing a project, whether you're doing a little exercise for a task, if you're becoming this guy, nobody will care in this world. You have to bring value to this world, and the way you bring value is by spending some time. And trust me, if you go to ChatGPT these days and give it few prompts, you आपको सब कुछ लिख के देगा. But even वो भी लोग नहीं कर रहे. So there will be like always this set of people who will be so good, and there will be a divide where these people are so bad. But you can decide where you want to be in the next 3-4 years. But inshallah, after this session, hopefully, even 1% of you take this message seriously. That'll be a win for me. I want to give you this quote. If you're the best at what you do, luck will find you. People will seek you out for opportunities. This is a true lesson which I have taken seriously. These are some of the books which I read in my life which changed my perspective of world. Or मैं really recommend करूँगा. If you even have never read a book, please read these books. Because I hear a lot of time people say मुझे books पढ़ना नहीं अच्छा लगता, या मेरे पास time नहीं है. जैसे उनके पास 10 बच्चे हैं at the age of 16 and they can't spend some time reading books. But also remember this: you don't like books because you have not read books. The moment you read 10 books, you realize what is a good book versus a bad book. It's like saying I don't like Chinese food, but you've never tried Chinese food. So how can you make that distinction? By actually reading these books. There's these 4 books, and the next one is a set of another 4 books. Believe me, if you read these 4 books or 8 books, your life will change. I can guarantee that. I can put it on paper that your life will change. But the question is, will you read those books? ये कुछ courses हैं for tech people. There's GitHub, as we talked about GitHub. There's a free link. You can take a picture of it at the end when we open these up. So if you go to Coursera, they have like a funding mechanism. जिसमें आप बोल सकते हो कि I'm from Kashmir and we have limited resources. They will actually give you expensive courses for free. So, but some of the courses like Free Code Camp, it's an amazing website, and then obviously for HTML, CSS, and GitHub. I'll skip to the next slide. So this is the final quote of my talk today. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Please take that home. And here's a link where you can sign up to our newsletter. Inshallah, we will give you 2 resources. One would be how to become more productive, but also we will send you templates on how to build your CV, how to write a cover letter in the next few weeks. But Jazakallah khair, thank you so much for having me here. I sincerely wish you the best, and me and my team are here to help at any point. अगर आपको हमारा office visit करना है, if you want to learn, if you want to create your own luck, as I mentioned this year, message us. We will figure that out. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much.
We heard Waseem sir, but I think it will be unfair on part of us, on part of every person who stands here in this today's event, that if we don't stand up and give a standing ovation to Waseem Bashir, and it should be आज कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ये लग रहा है कि जो दर्द था, वो दर्द जो कल से हो रहा था, उस दर्द में थोड़ा सा मरहम लगा. Honestly, I'm telling you. So I'm so happy, so pleased, so delighted that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had this. ये सब जो अल्लाह ताला ही करते हैं कि कैसे मिलना होता है, कैसे बात होती है. तो ये कायनात को हो सकता है कि in this today's gathering there is one individual, just one individual, who gets inspired, who takes cue of what Waseem has done, in itself speaks volumes और वो हमारे लिए काफी है. But I'm sure, reasonably sure, that ज्यादातर लोग जो है यहाँ पे उन लोगों को आज का ये टॉक जो है बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा. एक छोटा सा मैं किस्सा आपको बयान कर दूंगा. It will not take more than 2 minutes to just add to what Waseem said, that nobody creates luck. It's the person who does it for himself. 2005, I finished my master's in computer sciences, and my father was a teacher. We had 4 brothers, and you can well understand because fathers, you a school teacher, I said, so what it takes, right? I'm not going to tell you a big long story. I'm just going to cut it down to a very small thing that I picked up from what Waseem said. So when I moved out for my project work, I had one of my friends, he's based in Srinagar, his name is Parvez, and 2 of us were doing work with a company called Recorders and Medicare Systems. So we were working on CT scan machines, doing programming on CT scan. So once we finished our project, and we had to come back and present that work in a university as part of our final semester work. So when we did that, since we had almost 6 months tenure with RMS, our performance was taken very nicely by the management, and they promised us that you go back, finish your masters, and come back, and you're going to join us. So when we came back, हमने अपना project जो है उसकी presentation वगैरह दे दी. अब वापस जाना था. So Parvez, my friend from Srinagar, he said he has some reasons, and he said I'm not coming. Right? So his father was an SSP, so he could afford that, but I could not afford that, right? Because I was the father of a teacher. और उस बाप का teacher था जो एक school teacher था और 4 बच्चे थे. So I had to convince my dad that I'm not going to stay here, because most of my colleagues जो थे वो या तो NRHM में चले गए या कहीं ना कहीं पे colleges में as a contractual faculty में चले गए. But because I could least afford that, we had financial constraints. My father superannuated from his active services the same year. So when I went out, I went to the same organization knowing that they have offered me a job. So when I went there, it was my fate that HR manager जो उस organization की थी वो change हो गई थी. So they had someone from Kolkata who had taken over the HR process of that. So what they had decided internally in the organization was, हम अब direct recruitment नहीं करेंगे, we are going to have a campus placement only, right? तो जब मैं गया, मैं अपने प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर, he said कि आप मुझे पता है आपका, लेकिन हम क्या कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं because कंपनी की पॉलिसी चेंज हो गई है. ठीक है? So trust me, it was the month of June 2006, I'm telling you, and I was based in Chandigarh. So this guy with whom I was sharing the accommodation, we were paying 2,300 rupees for accommodation. Now that I was alone, I could not afford that accommodation, so I had to leave that accommodation. I had to take a single room. उस single room में मेरे को 1100 रुपए जो है महीने का रेंट भरना था. So my dad took a loan of 16,000 rupees. 16,000 रुपए हमने बैंक से लोन निकाला और लोन लेके उसने मेरे को दिया, बोला कि आप पे कर लो. ये मैं कह रहा हूँ लोन कब लिया था हमने, जब मैं पहली बार प्रोजेक्ट करने के लिए गया था वहां पे. So I had still a little bit of amount left from that money. So when the company did not offer me the job, so I started preparing, like Waseem said, some of the guys were based in Chandigarh from Kashmir. So they helped me a bit, but they were not able to place me in the organization. And there was one guy with the name Umar, he's from Sopore. So he said, "Koi baat nahi, aap jao." So I started preparing resumes and sending. I was in ESP, Microsoft technologies I was working on. So मैं all of a sudden in Chandigarh, walking here and there, trying to figure it out कि कहीं ना मुझे कुछ मिल जाए. So I came back to my room, जिस रूम में मैं रहता था, उस रूम में मैं आया. अब यकीन करें या ना करें, इस बात को मैं आपको बताता हूँ. यकीन आप करें ना करें, it's up to you. It was the month of June, and I was not having a fan in my room. मुझे कमरे में पंखा नहीं था. And Chandigarh was like 46. ठीक है? या आप यकीन करें, जब मैं रूम में दाखिल हो गया, दोस्त उधर चक्कर आमुद मुझे चक्कर आ रहा था. ठीक है? तो मुझे याद नहीं है मैं सो गया हूँ. बुशिश और रूम में मैं ऐसे ना गिर गया नहीं था, मतलब बहुत पैमुत अच्छी सच में नींद खस. तो मेरे रूम के साइड में एक लेडी थी, उसके 2 बच्चे थे. तो 6 minutes रूम में रोजा हमारा एक कॉमन गैलरी थी, वो इस गैलरी से गुजर रही थी. तो उसको नजर पड़ी है कि मेरे रूम का दरवाजा खुला है. उसको नजर पड़ी है तो उसने दरवाजा कभी भाषा में शायद बिछी है. तो उसने जब दरवाजा खोला है, उसने मुझे देखा है कि इसी तरह अंदर इन चित्रों में नजर इकट्ठे फैन ऑन. ठीक है, ये फैन और इसने देखा फैन नहीं है इसके पास. ठीक है, इसने मुझे जगाया नहीं, मगरिब सॉरी ये असर का टाइम हुआ तो मैं नींद से जागा तो इस ये आई एम टेलिंग यू लोग कैसे होते हैं, शी इज अ नॉन मुस्लिम लेडी, ठीक है। तो जब मैं नींद से जागा तो ये फिर मेरे कमरे में आती है और ये शीमा सच है, रोटी 2 रोटी इसने लाई, हाथ की बनी हुई रोटी, वो पराठे टाइप के बनाते हैं, तो उसने लाई से बोला, वो मुझे जुबैर बोलती थी, दे आर नॉट एबल टू प्रोनाउंस, वो जुबैर पंखा क्यों नहीं लगाया आपने, ठीक है, ये खाओ रोटी खाओ, पंखा क्यों नहीं चलाया। तो मैंने उसको बोला आंटी मैंने अभी पंखा नहीं लाया है, मैं लाऊंगा पंखा। तो शी सेंस्ड देयर इज सम प्रॉब्लम, राइट। तो उसके जो मायके वाले थे, तनिष मालिन तुम्हारा केटरिंग समझते हैं ना, ये जो टेंट्स वगैरह, 38 वेस्ट चंडीगढ़ में एक इलाका है। तो बेगदो सुबह छी करा एम तो शाम छी गसा आई डोंट नो, बेगदो सुबह छी गसा इशाना बोर्ड फैन, वो देखा आपने, वो बड़ा सा फैन होता है या सो बर्ड सो रॉड इस चासा, तो वो फैन देती है, तो बोलती है कि जब तक आप फैन लाओगे आप ये रखो, फैन यूज कर लेना। So why I'm telling this story, not that I have done something and there's a hard, there's a luck, not to that. I'm not wanting to share my personal things for some reasons, but I want to tell you something what Waseem said in his thing. So then there was Waseem, this guy, you know, Umar, he said to me, he knew, he had a faith in my, you know, this. He said, you do one thing, set up a profile on Odesk. So it was 2006 June, I created a profile on Odesk. Then I found one job, and the job was to write a plugin for Outlook. Outlook पे एक plugin लिखना था, और वो plugin को communicate करना था उनके server के साथ, so that we had a plugin and person will, you know, communicate the server. So I did a bit of R&D and I wrote that plugin. I offered myself for the job. I got the job. I wrote the मैंने वो plugin लिखा और वो client बहुत खुश हो गया. Then he spoke to me over I don't remember, they were not Slack those days. I can't recall what was the communication. We spoke. Then he said कि you know what, मैंने ये काम 2-3 लोगों को दिया था, but उन्होंने किया भी था, but the way I wanted it to be done was exactly the way you have done it. So he sent me a remittance. उसने मुझे कुछ पैसे भेज दिया. It was PayPal that day, right? PayPal 2006. I received a remittance of I think 200 or something, $150 remittance for I guess it was 2 days job, right? So out of that remittance, I bought my first fan. मैंने जो पहला काम किया, मैंने वो fan लाया. And trust me, मैंने रिटर्न फ्रॉम दैट प्लेस, जब मैं उस जगह से वापस आया और मैंने कश्मीर में ज्वाइन किया, the salary that I was getting, and there was a point of time, I have discussed that with Haya also, maybe some of the students also, there was a point of time in my life when I was teaching the students of United States, Australia, Canada, Colombo, Dhaka, तो मेरे पास उतना पैसा था एक टाइम पे, तो मैं सोचता था enough of money, I need to take rest. मैंने पैसा बहुत कमाया, and when I returned, I will not disclose the figure. जब मैं वापस निकला सैलरी नहीं है. So it's all about working hard, all about standing out from the rest of it, all about putting your foot down, all about showing that persistence, all about showing that perseverance, all about having that will, all about having that attitude. नहीं, there's a world out there and I can do it, and I can do it. You trust me, किसी से कम नहीं है. बच्चों ने बहुत कुछ करके दिखाया है. Just do today. आप यहाँ से जाओगे, महविश मुश्ताक करके Google में सर्च डाल देना. Do it right immediately after leaving this auditorium. Search Mahvish Mushtaq, a senior-based girl, received a presidential award, and see the kind of work she has done. If she could do it, you also could do it. Next event that I have lined up is Waseem and also, I'm sorry, I didn't your name. Umar, I also want you to appreciate Umar. Umar is social media manager of Waseem sir. For Umar coming here, spending time with us, so we deeply appreciate it. Next event that we have is वो तो पता ही आपको डिजिटल वीक है. हमने आप लोगों को बोला था कि आप लोगो बनाइए. हालांकि मैं चाहता था कि each one of you should participate, each one of you. But I am feeling very, थोड़ा दिल ठंडा सा हो गया जब मैंने देखा कि इतना करने के बावजूद we trained you, and Waseem we basically gave them a training how to create basic simple logos. The idea was to expose them to Canva. So we trained them. Yet and we try to emphasize कि नहीं आप करें participate करें. But we just have these, you know, some of the numbers, like 15 of them, 15, 16 of them. यमन भाषा की ये कारण से जरूरी बाकी भाषा ना, well, how notification on करो, Instagram करो, ना वही, that's our world. So जिन लोगों ने भी आप participate किया है, आमिर साहब, if you can please come over here, and maybe join the jury to just have a look at these presentations, and we'll play. हम play करेंगे ये logos, तो वो थोड़ा सा इनको देख के we'll just mark them. Jury one is for you, sir, and jury 2 is for you, Amir sir. एक एक करके हम ये 16 लोगो जो है चलाएंगे. आप सब भी लोग, अगर आपने नहीं किया है, आज के बाद आप वादा करेंगे कहीं चलो आगे हम भी इन चीजों में पार्टिसिपेट किया करेंगे, ठीक है? Which is so vital. This is what Waseem साहब was telling us, ठीक है? How important it is to come out of the जिस गुफा में आप बैठे हैं उस गुफा से बाहर निकलना. इसको पेन ड्राइव आप इसको दे देना, ठीक है? So we are playing the first one that's done by Ayuna. Do we have Ayuna here present? Ayuna कहाँ है? Sir, please come. हाँ कोई बात नहीं. Ayuna आप इधर जाइए. जिसने भी किया है आप प्लीज, मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है इनको अप्रिशिएट करें. गिव देम द क्लैप. उन्होंने आया, उन्होंने कुछ किया. इधर आओ बेटी. So Ayuna ने AI in healthcare पे कुछ लिखा है, right? She had created, and this is her own work. It's not that she had copied it from somewhere. इसने बनाया है कैनवा पे बैठ के, इस पे थोड़ा वक्त सर्व करके इसने बनाया है. So it's a poster. Yeah, it's a poster. Anything you want to add? आपको कुछ बोलना है? हाँ? So this is the work that she has done. AI in healthcare, artificial intelligence in health. आज की डेट में आप देखोगे कि हम आज से 5 साल पहले ही प्रेडिक्ट कर पाते हैं कि अल्लाह ताला बचे, अल्लाह ताला बचे, अल्लाह ताला बचे. This person is going to be the potential victim of cancer, right? With AI we can tell you now what's going to happen with this guy. इस बंदे को डायबिटीज है. डायबिटीज के 3 वर्टिकल्स है: डायबिटिक नेफ्रोपैथी, डायबिटिक न्यूरोपैथी, डायबिटिक रेटिनोपैथी. AI से हम आज, and we are doing the work on that, me and my brother Dr. Shariq Rashid Masoodi, we're working on that. So we're able to figure it out and predict precisely as to when this guy is going to have a diabetic complication, right? So this is what AI can tell you, and this is what she has to work. Thank you. So next we have Abiru. Abiru, please come over. Okay. Appreciate the thing that Abiru जो है, right? She's only basic semester में इसका animation हुआ है कंप्यूटर एप्लीकेशन डिपार्टमेंट में. She's working intelligence isn't magic, it's artificial intelligence, right? So very good. Wonderful work. Pictures, okay. So next we have Adfar. Adfar, please come over. Okay, Adfar again is another student who has joined the department from this year, 2023. Adfar, she's a cybersecurity. And she had picked up is phishing, identity theft, online harassment, and the precautions that she suggests is to have strong passwords, privacy protections, avoid spam links, update the software, cyberbullying, use of secure payments. Thank you so much, Asfar. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, because I'm really impressed. And Mrs. Raza, thank you so much. I will do my best. Thank you.
So the next we have is, I can't see the name here, right? Azra Iftikhar. So please big round of applause for Azra Iftikhar. So again, she had talked about cyber harassment of women, inappropriate or threatening comments, cyber stalking, doxing, grooming, catfishing, inappropriate use of photos, trolling, cyberbullying, public shaming, intimidation, and threats. So protect yourself, know your rights. Thank you. Next we have, and this is Bazila. Bazila, please big round of applause for Bazila. So again, these guys are so much into AI now. So they're so much passionate about AI. So reduction in human error, 24/7 availability, unbiased decisions, quicker decision making, and complex problem solving. So digital week pe this Bazila ka work. Appreciate Bazila for the work that they have done. Thank you. Next we have Bilkis from semester 6. Bilkis, a big round of applause for Bilkis. So the good part is it's not only about text. The good part is they have been able to make this poster themselves using Canva. So artificial intelligence is a simulation of human intelligence processed by machines, especially computer systems. Application of AI expert systems, processing, speech recognition, and machine vision. Thank you. Then I never surprises for the great that she always does. And how to stay online by URL, secure privacy, passwords, confidential, details about what to post online, protect all your devices with internet, choose strong passwords, avoid phishing, remember to log off. Cybersecurity, digital issues, and training. Okay, Ikra is to protect sensitive data and systems from cyber attacks. So we tell you that the course of this week is being and आपको दिखाएंगे कि आप सबको should be conscious of. So what the ways person can do it and take control of the system that you have talks about implementing those overall cybersecurity measures in order to stay safe online. And then we have Lubna. Unfortunately, she's again student. She has joined us in 2023. An extremely brilliant student, so passionate about CS, but she's not present here today. उनको कुछ, I think she called me 5 times. माफी मैं नहीं आ पाऊंगी, माफी मैं नहीं आ पाऊंगी. But I deeply appreciate the passion she has, and in her absence, I want you to give a big round of applause for Lubna. And then we have Mavish Fayaz, again a very good student of the department. So she talks about AI.
Bashir, thank you so much, sir, for coming here. Really, sir, मैं आपकी स्टोरी से बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंस्पायर हो गई. I don't know how to thank you, sir. आप यहाँ पे आए, हमारे लिए आपने इतना कुछ किया. I don't know how to thank you. And मैं artificial intelligence के बारे में कुछ बोलूँगी. You all know that it's a game-changing technology that empowers machines to mimic human intelligence. Its importance lies in its ability to automate tasks, analyze massive data sets for insights, enhance personalization in various applications, and revolutionize industries like healthcare, finance, and transportation. AI's role in driving innovation, efficiency, and problem solving makes it a cornerstone of modern technological progress with the potential to reshape how we live, work, and interact with the world. Once again, I want to say thanks, a very big thanks to Mr. Waseem Bashir. So, and I hope that you will be the source of inspiration for us in the future, inshallah.
So before I move to the next slide, Mr. Waseem sir has made a commitment with me. I'll just quickly remind him of the commitment because once we were engaged, I was engaging with him. So he said, मैंने कहा कि मेरे बच्चों को आपके कंपनी में जॉब मिला है. Your expected, he said, send them to be a job for them job. The prerequisite is that I need to have I love the job and he's doing it. So is Muskan. So Muskan, okay, what she talks about, why cybersecurity is important, and with an increasing number of users, the use of data, potential, important cybersecurity continues to grow, the growing volume and sophistication of cyber attacks and attack techniques compound the problem even more further. So, thank you, Muskan. Thank you. I only wish that our audio system always supports us and because we always have to battle with the audio system here. Next. So next is from Ruqayya. Again, one of the students I take immensely pride of. She was the one, she always impresses me with her commitment and the work that she does. So, okay, so she says, save water, we must begin. Hello. Save water, we must begin thinking like a river if we are to leave a legacy of beauty and life for future generations. Okay. So yeah, thank you, Ruqayya. Thank you so much. And Sabahat, do we have Sabahat here? Sabahat again has joined us this year, 2023, a new batch student. Okay, Sabahat, protecting data in digital realm, automatic response to the emerging threat, balancing innovation, security, collaboration for a safer digital future. Safe Wi-Fi practice is what she recommends all of us in this digital field. So thank you, Sabahat. And by the way, Sabahat and both of them. So for instance, actually, Sabahat there. And when Sabahat came, then she went back and के पापा ने बोला नहीं अब Sabahat ने अब बच्चों को दूर को उधर ही भेजना है. So both of the sisters have joined us this year. Thank you. Okay, so I think the last one, Sirat, of course, she's always there. Stay vigilant online, defend against malware, guard your privacy, beware of phishing, promote cyber security, secure your network, regular backups, report suspicious activity. तो ये सारी चीजें जो हैं हो सकता है कि आप लोगों को समझ में भी ना आ रही हो, बट इस वीक में हम एक एक करके इंशाल्लाह तो रमन आप लोगों को बताएंगे कि ये सब चीजें क्या हैं. तो थैंक यू सीरत. And then we have Shabnam, again semester 5 student. Artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are designed to think and act like human. Again, she's an AI driven, AI passionate girl. So thank you so much, Shabnam. And then we have Sobia. Sobia is here. Sobia is absent. Okay, she has shared the can be used to create fake news or spread information. Deepfakes होता है when you are not able to differentiate between or a video that was original versus the video that has been created using an AI. So thank you, Sobia, in your absence. And then that's it. We have in this contest, jury members must have recorded your responses. We'll take that and maybe not now, but in the final जो हमारा रहेगा इस celebrations का उसके आखिर पे जो है हम रिजल्ट्स बताएंगे कि किसने क्या किया. आई रियली होप कि आज का जो ये इवेंट रहा इसमें आप लोग बोर नहीं हो गए. आई पर्सनली आई एम सो हैप्पी एंड आई ड्रॉ इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम व्हाट Waseem discussed with us. And on that note, do we have anything else? You have something? Please come over and do it. So wonderful. So Waseem sir wants to give a gift to Sirat, and that gift is here. Please come and take this gift from Waseem sir. Well, yeah. Thank you, sir. And
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. मैं अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा कुछ बताना चाहती हूँ. मैं हमेशा माइक से डरती मतलब बात करने से डरती. मेरी आवाज में भी आपको लग रहा होगा. ऐसे आपका शुक्रिया बहुत ज्यादा. आई थिंक इट विल बूस्ट. Thank you so much. I don't know, मैं कैसे thank you, but I am very grateful.
staying here for next 5 minutes. That's it. 5 मिनट के बाद हम बंद कर रहे हैं इस प्रोग्राम को आज के लिए. मैं प्रोफेसर जीजी मोहिदीन साहब जो हमारे स्टाफ सेक्रेटरी हैं उनको दावत. बेटे हेलो, सिट डाउन. मैं मोहिदीन साहब ने पेश करेंगे, लेकिन उससे पहले मैं थोड़ी सी इत्तेसात करूंगा कि मैं अपनी तरफ से वसीम साहब, आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल टू यू. This is something to the extent I'm grateful to the numbers. Thank you so much and we'll stay connected inshallah. Waiting sir, over to you. Waiting sir, just 1 second. मैं तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ and I'm telling you honestly, I don't have the words and I'm putting on record the work done by Khalid साहब. मैं इनको कभी ऊंचा भी बोलता हूँ. I treat them like my brothers. और मैं इनको पता नहीं कभी गुस्सा भी करता हूँ. मैं इनको गुस्सा भी करता हूँ, लेकिन ये मेरे वो कहते हैं ना वो बाजू है. Honestly, ये मुझे कभी इतना काम करते हैं. हम रात दिन यकीन करेंगे, रात के 12 बजे 1 बजे हम कॉन्फ्रेंस कॉल पे होते हैं. We think, put the logistics in place, we decide, we motivate, we kind of meet, we put things in place. तो मैं कहता हूँ ना, honestly, I'm speaking my heart out, not the mind today. Khalid साहब, जुबैर साहब, शौकत साहब, Majid, among the faculty members, Bashir साहब तो है ही, and among the students, Haya is something, I mean, I cannot describe her. कि ये किस अल्लाह ताला ने इसको कौन सी जो है क्या हौसला दिया है, किस लेवल की सी कमिटमेंट है. Bashir is there and Nahvish Fayaz is there. So some of these students or something, Sirat is there, many others, Kaya is there, many of you. तो ये सब लोग जो हैं, I really feel and I take immense pride in having a student class of Azra is there. All of you, I mean, I know I won't be able to take individual names, but all of you, give me something that, drives me to move even more, with passion in the life to come. Thank you very much. Over to Waseem sir. Thank you.
Esteemed invited guest, Mr. Waseem Bashir Saab, most respected colleagues and my dearest students. First of all, I am highly grateful to Professor Zubair Saab for giving me this opportunity. Really, I am delighted to propose the vote of thanks on this great event. And the students of BCA department are enough fortunate that they have Zubair Saab heading the department, because if your mentor is well versed with the scenario of the subject, Zubair Saab is always investing energy just to benefit the student and just to upgrade the knowledge of the student. The picture chapter. And today, Zubair Saab has organized this event regarding the Digital Week celebrations and invited the highly valued guest who has discussed about his success stories. I'm the student of genetics. To me, the artificial intelligence is simply the applications of a computer. But before 2 years, I have participated in 3-week orientation on information technology that has boosted me and that has given me the momentum within those 50 days. And I decided, now I will do this, I will do this, but when I reach to home, I have gone for the long sleep and I forget what I have achieved there. So I am sure if such type of workshops, institution, you will get lot of benefit. You will become acquainted with your subject, acquainted with the fields of the globe or the work which is taken up by the rest of the countries. No doubt, our country, especially JNK, is lagging behind in the field of research. But for becoming successful researcher, there are several aspects there. It depends upon several aspects. Number one, a good mentor, that is very important. And the opportunity at right time, that is again very important. I'm always telling my students that collaboration should be done with the people who are at better places than you, who have better research career than you. Never collaborate with those people who are lagging behind than you. You will not learn. You will learn when you will collaborate with the big people, I mean big fish, and they will definitely guide you. They will definitely train you, and such people, they think out of the boxes. The educational system, sorry sir, I will come to that. The educational system thinks within the box. But now, at university level, in the month of December I was there. Now the professors of this part of region, they have started the collaborations with the people working in great institutions across the globe. This actually will improve the quality, and it will help our students and as well as our researchers to grow. And people across the globe, they will know it. They will know you then when you will publish, when you will sell your knowledge in the global market. Artificial intelligence now, we all know, it has revolutionized almost every sector. Being the student of genetics, in the field of healthcare, it has played a vital role. And now every healthcare system is dependent upon this artificial intelligence. But there is a bit from biological sciences with me. There is a term in botany, necessary evil. It has a part of life and certain aspects from the, say, our biological system. But we have to do it because it is now part and parcel of our life, or even has now started to interfere with the biological system or biological reactions. That is why I used the word necessary evil. Okay? Just like transpiration we are discussing about, the plant absorbs a lot of water, but it requires out of, if it will absorb 100 liters, it requires only 1 liter. Then why this 90%? So there are other entities of that. I will not discuss that. So it is a necessary evil. We have to follow this. We have to adopt this. Then only you will grow and you may compete with the people living across the globe. So with these words, I will come to the assignment which I have been given. First, sir, I'm highly delighted and I'm highly grateful on behalf of my colleagues, on behalf of this institution, and on behalf of my students for this wonderful speech. And he discussed about his success stories. Again, my students know it. I believe in hard work. I believe in hard work. I believe in hard work. Then you will create your luck. So without hard work, luck is nothing. Luck is nothing. If you are hardworking, luck will come to you. Rightly said. Sir, it was really so heart-touching, mind-touching lecture, and definitely it might have sensitized large number of students, and they might have gained the momentum, and they might have decided that inshallah they will continue the studies in the artificial intelligence. Thank you, sir, for coming here. Besides your busy schedule, I'm also thankful to all these members, both physically and some great personalities are watching this event live, online. I'm highly thankful to all of you for and the guests from Government Degree College Baramulla and Boys Baramulla and people from the Government Degree College Government Baramulla. And also a live stream on YouTube. So we're highly thankful to this, whether it is here or online. Thank you for showing patience while this long mind blowing. I'm also thankful to Masuri. Great that too. Through the online conversations. So it speaks volumes about the interest of Zubair Sir, that how much he's serious to develop the brain of the students of our institution. Give a big hand to Dr. Zubair Sir. And lastly, but not least, I'm also thankful to the Professor Khalid Saab for covering Khalid Bashir and Zubair Khalid Saab for covering this. For covering this whole event, and also thankful. I'm also thankful to Mr. Bashir Saab for providing the technical assistance during this event. Thank you.
To be present to the guest speaker, request from speaker. Please join us to just present a small appreciation certificate to our guests. Please. Alema.
Yes, cover.
Thank you so much, sir. That note, I thank you. अपनी तरफ से भी मैं आप सब लोगों का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि आप लोग आए, ये तो मुझे आप लोग आए यहाँ पे बैठे, इनका सुना। मैं भी आज यहाँ पे आपका फायदा हो जाए। इस डिजिटल वीक 2023 की सेलिब्रेशंस कंटिन्यू रहेंगी। We'll be bringing you to the best out there, and hope that this brings some change in the way you think and the way you believe and the way you look at the things. On that note, thank you so much. So we conclude this today's event. Thank you.